Narcissists do not live in the real world. They live in their stupid fucking fantasy land where they take snapshots of people and interact exclusively with the snapshot. Everything in their mind is split into a factor of two, and that two is black and white, all good or all bad. The narcissist takes no responsibility for anything that they do or anything that they make people do. I know Sam Vaknin says that the victim contributed to their situation and why they're so mentally fucked up. And that might be true. I agree with him on that. That's true. But guess what? The victim didn't mean to contribute because they were brainwashed. Because in order for you to be abused by a narcissist and genuinely become brainwashed, you have to already be traumatized. You know what I mean? Because they're the ones that they go for. They go for people who are already traumatized, like people like myself who came from a narcissistic family system. So that's why, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Narcissists are not in the real world. In their world, yeah, they talk all they want and say everything that they want to say, and no one else gets to talk. Because what they'll do is, they'll get themselves in positions of power over innocent fucking people who've done nothing to deserve it, make bullshit assumptions, guess things, state them as if they're a fact, and then make decisions based on these bullshit assumptions as if they are a fucking fact. When they're not a fucking fact, it's utter bullshit. So then the victim goes to calmly correct the narcissist, yeah? Calmly correct the narcissist initially, at the start, originally. The victim is calmly talking. But then the narcissist interrupts like a fucking idiot because they're not in the real world. In the real world, they talk all they want and they just interrupt whenever someone says something that they don't want to hear. The narcissist will make a bullshit assumption about you. Bear in mind, they'll usually get themselves in a position of power over you before they do that and then make decisions which directly affect you. So it's not a debate, it's not an argument about whether you do or you don't. You do have no choice but to explain yourself. You have to. It's your right. It's your fucking birthright to explain yourself. It's called freedom of speech. You're allowed to defend yourself. You're allowed to correct a fucking idiot who has made a mistake about you, especially if they are in a position of power over you. If they don't like it, they can stop making bullshit assumptions and stop fucking guessing things and just listen to you. But that's the thing, they don't want to listen. They just want to guess. Guessing what they fucking think you're about to say and then saying it for you instead of letting you fucking say it yourself and getting your fucking point across. You know what I mean? Putting themselves in a position of power over you, making bullshit assumptions, stating them as if they're a fact, when you know in your own head that they're not a fucking fact. You go to correct them and calmly tell them the truth, but then the narcissist interrupts, giving you no choice but to shout at them. And no, it's not an argument about whether you do or don't have to shout at them. It's a fact. You have to shout at them because they're constantly interrupting you. And you need to explain yourself, don't you? It's your fucking birthright. It's a human right. It's freedom of speech. You've got to explain yourself. But they won't let you calmly explain yourself. They interrupt, so you've got no choice but to shout. But then when you do shout, they will use your shouting as an excuse to run off. They'll just walk away from you when you get angry and shout, and then you're like, what are you doing, you idiot? Why are you running off? Then they say, because you're shouting at me. I'm like, yeah, because you're fucking interrupting me, because narcissists do not exist within the real world. They're not in the real world. They're in their own stupid fucking fantasy land. You know what I mean? Interrupting you constantly, so you've got no choice but to shout, winding you up. And then when you shout at them on the phone, they hang up. Like, they don't need to fucking hang up. They just need to stop interrupting. It's that simple. It's called taking responsibility, but no, they won't take any responsibility. They'll just fucking tell other people to take responsibility. You know what I mean? If someone is, I'm not being funny, if you're watching this and someone is in a position of power over you or is making or going to make decisions about you which will directly affect your life, you have a fucking right to explain yourself start to finish without a single interruption. And they have no right to interrupt. And if they do, you have a right to shout. And if you shout at them, they have no right to run off. Because then you can't get your point across. So you talk, they interrupt the fuck out of you, giving you no choice but to shout. But then when you shout, they run off. So you can't talk your point across calmly because they interrupt. So you've got to shout. But then when you do shout, they run off. It's pathetic. These people are fucking idiots, man. You know what I mean? Abusing autistic people, abusing fucking vulnerable people, abusing kids. They're absolute fucking idiots. These people are pathetic. They're pathetic. Causing you this much stress, and then they've got the fucking cheek to tell you to take responsibility, the fucking audacity to tell people to take responsibility when they don't take any themselves. The fucking retards, mate. They should be on dolls orders. They should be in supported living on dolls orders for life, and every time they get abusive, they should be sectioned. That's what they need. Narcissists are fucking idiots, man. They are criminally insane. They have sadistic urges to hurt people, and these sadistic urges are very hard to control. Now, I know narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health problem, and I do normally have sympathy for people with mental illness, but fuck them. Like, I don't care if it's a mental illness or not. It's not a fucking excuse to fucking abuse people, is it? You know what I mean? Narcissistic men beat the living shit out of women because they won't abide by his rules. How much of a shitbag do you have to be to batter someone or get aggressive because they won't abide by your fucking rules? Narcissistic women mentally torture men and then play the victim when they get their head smashed in. Yeah? And it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female narcissist, they're both as fucking bad as each other. They're more evil than psychopaths. Psychopaths are not even necessarily evil. They're just a human being without empathy. But narcissists, they're criminally insane. They should be locked up in Broadmoor, mate, and not allowed out until they stop fucking abusing people. You know what I mean? So if you're watching this and you're a victim of narcissists, or if you're listening to this and you're a victim of narcissistic people, let me tell you right now, your anger, your stress, your frustration, your swearing, your shouting, your tone of voice, all these stupid little fucking things that you do that the narcissist complains about, that is justified. You're in the right. That is justifiable. It's just your fucking reaction. What they did to you in the first place is the bad thing. What they did to provoke you is the abuse, and your reaction is normal, it's understandable, and it's justifiable. If someone hits you, you have a right to hit them back as hard as you can. If someone interrupts you when you desperately need to explain yourself, you've got a right to shout and scream at them. You've got a right. You've got a right to shout at someone who interrupts you when you desperately need to explain yourself. And they have a responsibility to let you explain yourself. Not only do they have a responsibility to let you explain yourself, you actually have a right. And not only do you have a right, it's your duty. I'm talking to you if anyone's listening, right? And you're a victim of that. It's your responsibility to explain yourself, but they take the fucking responsibility away from you. They won't let you explain yourself. Like the fucking staff at Next Steps, which was a supported accommodation I was in, where all the staff were narcissists and they were fucking mentally torturing me, made me have an autistic meltdown, and then fucking blame me because they made me have an autistic meltdown. They don't live in the real world. They think it's all about what they want to say and none about what the other person wants to say. Like, you shouldn't be, You shouldn't be intimidating people, shouldn't be getting aggressive, you shouldn't be winding people up. And if you do accidentally wind someone up, you should take responsibility for it. So if you're watching this and you're a narcissist, fuck you. You need to take fucking responsibility for everything you've done and everything you've made people do. You're a fucking idiot.